Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Clutch City Entertainment back with another video, and today we're going to be going over possible draft prospects for the Houston Texans. And so with the Houston Texans in a little bit of a tricky situation with Deshaun Watson, I'm going to go over prospects that we could get with Deshaun being traded or without Deshaun being traded. So right now the Texans have a pick that is in the third round, but we're going to start with people that the Texans could possibly get in the first round with trade, maybe the Dolphins or 49ers, teams like that kind of need a quarterback. So if the Texans hypothetically got the sixth pick from the Dolphins, I would look for somebody by the name of Kyle Pitts. In my opinion, Kyle Pitts is the best prospect in the draft, even better than Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, all of them. He's better than all the quarterbacks, anyone. Kyle Pitts is 6'6", 246 pounds, and he just ran a 4.46 on his 40-yard dash at his pro day at Florida. On the season, Kyle Pitts had 43 receptions, 770 yards, and 12 touchdowns. One game, I believe he had a 4-touchdown game. It was just absolutely insane. But while Kyle Pitts is a tight end, he can also play receiver. He can play in the slots. He can do everything you can ask him to do. With the Texans needing a receiver number 2 next to Brandon Cooks, or really a receiver number 1, it would be a really, really good idea to get Kyle Pitts. He's really talented. He can play all over the field. He's got speed. He's a nightmare to guard from anywhere around the field. He'd be absolutely unstoppable on the Texans. And with that being said, the Texans also need some help on defense. So defensively, I would look at safety Ardarius Washington from TCU. Ardarius is kind of undersized. He's 5'7" or 5'8". And he's at 180 pounds, and he plays safety at TCU. He just finished his junior season. And some things about Ardarius Washington is that he's undersized, but he can move to cornerback. He could be a dime or nickelback in the NFL. He's got really good transitions. He can burst out of his hips and kind of open up. So when you're playing Tampa 2 in Lovie Smith's defense, you're kind of going to need to be able to go from place to place really fast. And so if you're playing safety, you have your deep halves. You got to be able to cover basically a half of the field. If you see a vertical, you just got to go. Ardarius Washington can do just that. He's got terrific ball skills. He makes a lot of positive plays. He picks up his coverage, and he just is the playmaker kind of like you see in people like Tyrann Mathieu. That would be my comparison for him, even though he's not necessarily as fast as Ardarius Washington. But Ardarius Washington is definitely a great prospect that the Texans should look at, especially at safety. And next, we're going to go to cornerbacks. And this one is another pick the Texans could make, but this time it would be without trading Deshaun Watson. I would look for Israel Mukuma out of South Carolina as a possible pick in the 3rd or 4th round. That's where I would take him. He's a cornerback that's 6'3" and 205 pounds. He just finished his junior year at South Carolina. And the reason I like him so much is because of how well he would fit in the defense. In a cover 2, like I was talking about before, which we're going to be playing in Houston, Lovie Smith is going to want big corners that can play in their little cloud flats at cornerback. They can make tackles. They can disrupt the short routes really quickly and fast with long arms and big strides. And they can also make big plays on the running backs, tight ends, whenever they get the ball really quickly. But Israel Rukumu, he was used in the slot, corner, and he was also used as a deep safety and a box safety at South Carolina. So he has that versatility that people like, I hate to say it, but Nick Caserio, Jack Easterby, they kind of like people with versatility, as we've seen from the past. And he can guard tight ends too. I mean, he can play all around the field. He plays really well in zone coverage. He has another guy with good ball skills like Ardarius Washington, and his frame would be absolutely perfect in the Texans. And so moving on to a guy who we could get with the second pick from a Deshaun Watson trade, I would want J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn, in my opinion, is the best corner in the draft. Even though Patrick Surtain from Alabama is great, I think J.C. Horn, if he cleans up a couple things, which we'll talk about here in a second, he would be the best corner in the draft. Absolutely would. So he's also from South Carolina, interestingly enough, just like Israel Mukumu. He is 6'1", 205 pounds, and he's really, really physical. He's very good in press coverage. He's really competitive at the catch point. And the little issue with him is that he's very aggressive, so he got called for lots of penalties during the season, holding, stuff like that. And I think that's exactly what you need to clean up. He likes to play aggressively. He likes to go out there and just ball out. He'll make plays for you. He's going to fit in the zone scheme, just like the Texans will be doing this season. And he can play press coverage. But and a big concern with him, it actually would be playing off-man coverage, which you will not have to worry about with the Texans. J.C. Horn will be able to develop his traits with the Texans and kind of play exactly what you would want him to play. He would fit really well with us, and I would hope that if the Texans got a second first-round pick from a potential Deshaun Watson trade, that they would get J.C. Horn. And moving on, back to the offensive side, this could be a player that we could draft with any pick because he's going to go in the 4th or 5th round, I believe, and his name is Tommy Tremble out of Notre Dame. He's a tight end who actually doesn't put up much production as you think. You're thinking of a draft prospect that we would want. He had 19 catches for 218 yards this season with Notre Dame. He's also a junior, but he is a really good blocker. And why do I say we need a blocking tight end? Because we just added someone by the name of Ryan Izzo. We got him for a trade from the Patriots, like a 6th or 7th round pick. I can't remember correctly. But he would fit perfectly right next to Ryan Izzo and kind of form a pair of blocking tight ends to go along with a pair of kind of vertical threats, guys that can go make plays at tight end with Jordan Akins and Kahale Waring. And you would have your tight end room set, and Tommy Tremble also has flashed the potential to make plays, and if he was developed correctly, he would 100% be a tight end one. Things to note about Tommy Tremble is that he's 6'4" and 250 pounds, so he's got kind of the frame that you're going to want from a tight end. He's regarded as the best blocking tight end in college football. I think he would fit great with the Texans, kind of with their presumed power run scheme that they're going to be running this season. And the last player for the video is going to be T.J. Vasher. T.J. Vasher is one of my favorite receiving prospects in the entire draft. He is 6'6". Yes, 6'6", absolute beast. 210 pounds. He's got great size, an absolute matchup nightmare, just like Kyle Pitts. But T.J. Vasher is a definite receiver. He's got great speed for his size. He can control his body better than most receivers in the draft. He can jump high. He's a great red zone threat. He can get deep balls, tracks them very well. One of the best contested catching players in the draft, and one of the best catching players you'll see in most drafts, actually. With his frame and his size, he'd be an absolute beast. Some concerns that we're hearing from Texas Tech is that he had terrible work ethic, off-the-field issues, character concerns, and didn't really work to fill out his frame. With him only being at 210 pounds, a guy at his size, maybe you'd want around 220, 225. And his production wasn't actually very good, but like I said, he has the potential to be a beast. With his traits, I have no doubt in my mind that one of the best receiving coaches that we got from our new coaching staff would be able to develop him, just like the likes of Kenny Galladay with Coach Perry did at in Detroit. T.J. Vasher would be able to develop and be the receiver number 2 next to Brandon Cooks, because Brandon Cooks, kind of smaller. He's probably like 6 foot tall, 5'11", maybe something like that. T.J. Vasher is the complete opposite of Brandon Cooks and would be a great match next to him. And so with that being said, that's going to be all for the video. Please let us know your thoughts on all of these prospects. And actually, don't be afraid to drop some more prospects in the comments down below and tell us who your favorite prospects would be for the draft. And that's it for the video. Thank you very much. And we'll see you all next time.